Spoiler alert, I absolutely love this knife that we're going to talk about today. We've got ebony and ivory on the table. These are from Todd Fischer Jr., TJ Fischer, both handmade custom Cobras in his 3.5-inch version. This one here, the white one, is mine. This murdered out black one is my good friend Will's knife, who he has not seen it yet. He saw the unboxing video and he saw a little video clip that I texted him, but that's it. Well, and he's seen some Instagram stuff that TJ had posted about this knife. Absolutely love it. I love this model from TJ Fischer. It's just a cool model. So I was involved with TJ way back when he first introduced the Cobra line, which is a handmade custom knife at an affordable-ish price. And what I mean by that is when he first launched it, and I'll put a link to my TJ playlist up in the corner and down below, you can go check it out. He had a 4-inch and he was going to make 10 of them. So I had a prototype. I did a video, talked with him about it. And he launched it with a little help from me kind of promoting. And I ended up buying one of the first 10. I've since sold that and traded into this 3.5-inch model. The first versions were 10-inch. I mean, the first 10 were 4-inch. A 10-inch Cobra? So, anyway, let's put this one to the side and let's just zoom in on this one. When TJ posted some Instagram pictures of this and a quick little action video, I was pretty intrigued. I really do like the murdered out, blacked out look. Not a huge lanyard guy, but TJ actually carries most of his knives with a lanyard. So he figured, what the hell, he's going to put one on and give that as an option moving forward. I love the fact that he does a completely sterile blade. So this is his sheep's foot blade. This one over here is his just standard drop point. This one up at the top here, the sheep's foot, is the first knife that he has done in this model that has a grind line on the top, a swedge across almost the entire spine of the blade, which I think just adds some dimension to the blade and looks very cool. Now this one has some dimension because of the Sanmai material. And you can kind of see up here in the light a little bit, he scribed his name into that area there. Now in the murdered out one, nope, no names, no nothing, just all business. So you'll see here, this one does have a lanyard hole, whereas the the previous models did not. This is what he calls a half dress model because it's got the Sanmai Damascus blade, Sanmai clip, and polished perimeters. This one is just murdered out. Man, this thing is just gorgeous. The action on this is a great knife, but for me, the action is too drop shut. So if it were my knife, there's two minor things I would change. One, I don't know if you can black out the stop pin, but that would be cool. And two, if it were my knife, I would tighten the pivot just a hair because that's a little too drop shut for me. The action on mine is pretty good. Give it a little shake and it's down. It's not drop shut. It'll just stay where you leave it. That works perfectly for me. But knowing Will, he is going to love this. He saw the video that I texted him, and he said it was fantastic. Now, this is also, there's another difference here. This is the slim Cobra, or the Cobra Slim, if you will. So we'll talk about that as we get into the specs, because it is a little slimmer. I think Will was actually going to order. So Will did not order this one. This is one that TJ just built. And as Will was talking to him about an order, they agreed on him just taking this one, not having to wait, saving him a little bit of money and whatnot. I don't know what the final price was on this one, but the Cobra line in general is in that $900 to $1,000-ish range, give or take. I did not confirm with TJ, and that's at the time of filming, okay? So it could be up or down a little bit. You get into some exotic materials, it's going to go up. But yeah, hand-built custom knife from a Fischer for about $1,000. Get the hell out of here. Like, you can't beat that. So, almost the same dimensions as the white guy up here. 4.5 inches closed, 8 inches overall, 3.47 inch blade. It's the 3.5 inch model. So I measure from the end of the scale to the tip. 0.021 behind the edge. The blade steel on this one is CPM 154. It weighs in, what I weigh on my scale is 5 ounces, the exact same size as a D-cell battery. TJ listed it on his Facebook and Instagram at 4.5 ounces. So now I'm not sure what my scale off? Have all my weights been off? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. But 4.5 to 5 ounces. Runs on ceramic bearings. The blade thickness on the Slim is 0.160. The blade thickness on the Standard is 0.192. So 0.003. It's not a lot, but it is noticeable. The overall thickness is 0.535 versus 582. Doesn't sound like a lot, but the weight on this guy, according to my scale, is 5.2 ounces. So you're saving a couple of ounces, not a couple of ounces, sorry, a couple of tenths, 0.2 of an ounce. But as you look, and it's a little deceiving because there is a swedge up here. So keep in mind, we're just going to look at this back piece here. There is a slight difference. The overall thickness is a little bit slimmer. It's hard to show. If I kind of put them back to back here, you can see there is a little bit of a difference. It's really hard to tell in video. Now, what Will was going to ask TJ to do was to make him one in Magna Cut with even thinner scales. But that may be a future build. I think Will was excited to get something from TJ sooner than later. This thing is fantastic. Even though I'm not a lanyard guy, because it came from the maker with this on it, I would just run it exactly like this. Now, another difference between mine and Will's, don't know if you'll be able to visually tell, but the jimping on the flipper tab on mine is super aggressive and almost like a finger shredder. Whereas on Will's, it's still grippy. It's going to work perfectly fine, but it is way more comfortable. It's just super aggressive on mine, and Will's is just softened ever so slightly. That just works better for my hands. I know that TJ is looking for someone to do a two-tone blade in the Murdered Outlook with a polished flats. So if you're looking for something, reach out to TJ. The other thing about TJ is he's just a great guy and comes from a great family. And he's super approachable. I text him at, 8 o'clock at night my time, which is 11 o'clock in Florida, and he'll text me right back. So the dude doesn't sleep. He's just out working. And I try to be respectful of their time and realize where they are. So here it is next to the Delica. But TJ's been super thankful for the videos that I've done, the D cell and AA batteries. And he's just one of those kind of really appreciative guys. And I appreciate that. It's a little bit much on the appreciation, but he's a maker that you can talk to, that you can come up with ideas with and just explore options and see what he can make. So here it is next to the smaller Frank Fischer battle, his brother. Now, TJ also works with his brother and they do some collaborations. They do some collaborations with Dad, Todd Fischer Sr. And so it's really cool how it's all in the family. TJ also does repairs on some of Frank's knives and things like that for warranty type work. Here it is next to a custom Hellraiser in the Black Death series. Okay. I just can't speak highly enough about TJ because he can do seemingly basic knives to half basic, half dress, and all the way up to full-on exotic customs, of which I have shown and done videos on some of those in the past that you can see in my TJ Fischer playlist. Might be called Todd Fischer Jr. I will put a link right up here. So please go check him out. And I will put links to his Instagram. He's on Facebook and all of that. He's easy to get a hold of and super responsive. So if you're looking for something custom made in that $1,000-ish mark, which you don't typically get in the United States, he's the guy to check out.